Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Grounded video. I know it's been a while, but there hasn't been a lot of news. We just got done with the Grounded dev team and everything over at PAX East, giving out some information about the recent update that's going to be coming out. They didn't give a firm date. They did say there's not going to be a Casually Grounded stream this week on Wednesday like they typically do. So it's possible that the PTS drops this coming Wednesday, which will be the 27th, I believe. So keep an eye out for that if you're wanting to get into the PTS. Right now, I'm going to give you guys some information that we just picked up from the game, and we'll go from there. And then there's some other stuff that they've talked about. A lot of the questions were what's coming out in the future. And a lot of the answers that they gave were we've thought about that, we've talked about that. It's something that's probably not going to be in this update, but maybe in the future. So let's get into it. The biggest thing this whole update is going to be around the base defenses. They did say there's no new biomes. There's some changes to the upper yard, but not a lot. So you're probably not looking at too much of a content-driven game in terms of the area. So this upper yard that we're hoping that they fixed up and everything over here maybe is probably not coming. What they've done is, like I said, leaned heavily into the base defenses. And what they've done with that, they have these locations in different areas. They've got one up here in the upper yard that's going to be, I believe, off in that area. They said there's one in the hedge, one in the haze, one in the sandbox, and one in the starting area. Now, it's a little thing called a mixer, mix.r, and it just looks like a little ball of raw science. You'll go activate it, and what happens is a lot of those insects, and they said it's going to be different groups, different variations of insects that will come and try to attack that mixer, I guess. Now, they didn't say what you get out of it. There's going to be, they did unlock one mutation called Guard Dog, which they said is going to increase your stats for base defenses, and it had 3 different tiers. So they unlocked one. I think they showed Mithridatism had tier 1 of 3, so that's something to maybe keep an eye on. We'll check that out. But so these mixers they showed, and they were over here at the upper yard one. There were black ants that were attacking them, like black ants, soldier ants, worker ants, and then mosquitoes. And then once they finished it, that was basically it. Then they went over and showed off the hedge where they were getting attacked by orb weavers, orb weaver juniors, and spiders and stuff like that. So not a lot of detail of what is going to happen. They did say if you're starting a new game, you're not going to have the mixers right away to be available. You're going to have to go talk to Burgle and do some dialogue and stuff like that to have the mixers unlocked. But for somebody that already has a game going on, you'll probably be able to jump in and go talk to Burgle, unlock the mixers, and then go ahead straight over there. For base defenses in general, like for your personal bases, what they've done is they've said that they're kind of faction oriented. So if you're going to be beating up on red ants quite a bit, then there's a chance. They said they didn't give us a specific number. They said there's a chance that you might come back and start to see red ants kind of peeping out your base or even possibly attacking it. So based on like how much faction favor or disfavor you get from different insects, is going to be what kind of insects are going to be fighting you. So if you're going out and beating up on a ton of wolf spiders, there's that chance that wolf spiders are going to start coming near your location a lot more. They didn't say your bases are going to be completely demolished. They said they're going to start out. It's kind of like a faction meter. If you guys are familiar with MMORPGs, to where if you're just completely decimating a faction and you have a lot of hate towards you or something from them, then they will come out and attack you. But if it's basically just a little bit of favor loss, they might just come by, peek out, and if they see you walking out and about, they might be more aggressive to you. Um, so some of the other things they showed off, and I've just got a list of random notes jotted down here. Is let's get back to the mixers real quick. So they do have kind of an insectopedia or bestiary of what you want to call it. So they did mention when you go into peeper mode and you peep out an insect, you're going to get a card. And they talked about it similar to being collectibles, to where you can collect all these cards. Now, what these cards are going to show you is the weaknesses, resistances, and weak spots. So we know that the bees have weak spots in their eyes and stuff like that. So these cards are actually going to give you information on the insects themselves, which is huge. I know a lot of people put a lot of work into getting weaknesses, resistance, and what type of weapons and damage do well against certain insects. So now that's all going to be in the game. So hopefully you guys don't have to do all that hard work and build up these guides and everything. So that being said, they said they called them bug cards, and they were also a chance to drop gold bug cards. Now they said there's rewards for like completing, I guess, collecting all the cards or getting the gold cards and stuff like that. They didn't go into detail and say like what the rewards are going to be. And to get the gold cards, they said you do have to kill the insect and get the loot. And they said right now to get a gold card, I guess a rare version of the card for the insect, is going to be about a 10% drop. But they did say they're probably going to change that down to about a 1 or 2% drop. So just something to think about. So the mixers, back to the mixers. They did say that they can be repaired. So right now they're probably going to change it during the PTS, or if not before. You can have somebody, if you're playing multiplayer, have somebody sit there and constantly repair the mixer. That way the insects don't completely destroy it. But if they do destroy it and you fail, then you'll just have to go repair it, and then you can reactivate it. Now again, they didn't go into detail on what their mixers are actually going to do, but we'll probably find out more at the PTS. And they said possibly next Wednesday, like I said. They mentioned improvements to the creature AI, where they're going to prioritize who they're attacking, and then their aggro meters. Basically, they did mention the combat abilities as well for the insects. So they mentioned one of the little things that combat is going to be changed in terms of how the insects react with us. One of the big things they showed off was one of the wolf spiders over at the oak tree, and they went out and jumped on the lily pads, and the wolf spider jumped out across that. So now they said that the arrow cheese that a lot of people do, where they just stand up on a rock or something like that, and the insects just stand there like don't do anything and just take the beating. They said that's going to change all the insects, not just spiders. They said ants, ladybugs, everything. Like if you're trying to get up on a high point and just shoot them with arrows, the insects will jump up there and come at you. So something to be another something interesting to kind of make the insects a little bit smarter. Another thing they discussed was the stamina was adjusted, basically cut in half for the stamina use. So if you're swinging a big old club and you're only able to get like 3 swings off, you should be able to get double that now. They said when your stamina bar does completely drain, it's going to take a few seconds for it to before it starts regenerating. But they have discussed the stamina issue, so hopefully that gets fixed. They said there's new things in the Oak Lab. One of the things that was on their screen when they were playing, I think it was Eric was playing. He had a quest for retrieve the super chip and go home or something like that. So that's looking at they are wrapping up development of the game. Let's see what else we got. Zipline speeds were increased slightly. So if you have pretty much a horizontal zipline, they said they did increase the speed on those. They did mention base defense, so they said this mixer was only one game mode for the base defense. They said there's different base defense game modes. Defend certain areas for certain amounts of time. Point defense. Little quality of life stuff like changing the custom game settings in a game. You can actually do it in game. They were on medium mode, and then they literally went into the options and changed it to mild. So it looks like you're going to be able to change your custom game settings in the middle of a game. You're able to identify your chest, so now you can put a name on your chest. And so if you want to write down ladybug parts in one chest, you're able to do that now. The armor upgrades, they said the way it's all going to be is you're going to be able to upgrade your armor with a lot of different things. And one of the things they showed was upgrading your armor with termite parts is going to give you a dust cloud ability, so that if insects are attacking you, either it procs, like when they're hitting you, it'll drop a dust cloud similar to what the dust mites do. They said ladybug upgrading armor with ladybug parts would provide a healing bonus, so you'll get more healing. Let's see what else we got here. There's new torches that are apparently repairable, and they use charcoal. So instead of making a ton of torches over and over, you can make one and constantly repair it using charcoal. There's a new canteen that is basically purifies dirty water, again using charcoal. So it's basically a filtered water canteen. So now when you go around and you get the dirty water, you can scoop it up that canteen. It'll automatically filter it. There's a new take all feature for the sap catchers. So I know a lot of people said that. There's something at the research stations now, so instead of going back to Burgle for your molar upgrades and quests and stuff like that, there's something called the ASL at the research stations. It's going to be an advanced system library located at all research stations. They showed molars, quests, and stuff like that. There's new explosive burr traps that are made with spiky burrs, lint, and fungal growth, and basically you can set them up, and they're like little bombs made from the spiky burr. He said to activate them, you have to hit them with a spicy weapon or a spicy arrow, and then they explode. They did do that, and they had a base built up around that area, and it destroyed their base, so be careful with that. Again, I mentioned the strafe behavior and combat of insects. Another QOL, a quality of life thing, is you're able to name your saves in your worlds now. So no longer getting lost of what save is which. You can actually identify them and name your saves. No new biomes. They said there's going to be mutation changes. They didn't mention any changes to the current mutations as of now. They said that's something down the road. Changes with Burgle, changes with the Milk Molar upgrade system. A lot of that stuff is going to be changed. Again, they talked about weather. That's something that's on their backlog of stuff to do. I think that's pretty much it. So it's looking like the PTS is possibly coming out this next week. Like I said, the 27th. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to jump in and be playing it. So if you guys want to see more of it, then come check me out. I'll be doing videos and probably doing some streams and everything like that. So that's all the update news we have right now. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already for this channel. We'd love to have you join the community. We've got a Discord for Grounded. We haven't been in Grounded for a while. We've been playing other stuff, but we've got some new information on the game and new stuff to try out, so we're going to be getting back into it. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's all we have for this one. So take care of yourselves, everybody. Take care of each other. And as always, stay original, my friends. Later.